Hello and welcome to another vlog. I have a luxury of living close by nature. I saw out of my window that there is some sort of mist or fog. I decided to take a break from work and come to nature, to the forest, and do a little bit of short photography session here. I came by bike, as you can see. Actually, we had the fog for a few days now. Today we have some sort of fog. It's more like a rain, very, very fine rain. And usually in this type of environment, like this kind of forest, we don't get fog penetrate the forest that much. I don't know why, but could be because of the pine trees. They are too tall, they are so dense, the forest is very dense, or it could be, I don't know, any other scientific reason. I have no clue. A couple of days ago we had more fog, and I came here to photograph the forest. I found a couple of compositions that I'm trying to improve today. Even though we don't have that much atmosphere today, but I think I can improve or refine my composition. I have them in the back of my camera. I can compare and see what I'm doing differently. It's very good practice. So I'm trying to improve my composition, as I mentioned. And I think this is the first one I have photographed here. There is a little bit of a path or small trail here in this direction that I'm using in my composition, and I'm using this big tree here. I was thinking to use the boulders or covered with moss as part of a composition, but it's, if I want to do that, I'm going to lose the path. And then also there is another tree behind the big one here that is going to overlap. I don't want that. I want to have a separation. So I sacrificed the boulders. There is so much I can do. Anyway, this is the first comp, and I'm gonna go further down and do a couple of more pictures of composition that I want to improve. Oh, it is so good to be out in the nature, in the forest. It's always refreshing. I love it. I'm so lucky that I can access the forest 5 minutes from my home. I really, really appreciate, and I'm grateful for that. This is my second composition. I'm using this tree here as my main subject, and the trail that goes around it. The height of camera is very important in this one, because I want to show a little bit of the ground or the trail that goes behind the tree. This is kind of uphill situation, so where I am standing is a little lower than the tree, the base of the tree. If I go low, I will lose that ground. And I also wanted to include some of the green leaves or branches in front of it on this corner of the frame, which I think it helps, because otherwise the top of the frame is more like brownish colors. And I guess these branches here, they gives a bit more interest to the frame. For the settings, I keep it simple. All of these images I take at f16 and I set the ISO to 400. I put the shutter speed on auto with 1/3 underexposed. Right now it gives me like around 3 seconds. The other day when I came without tripod, I had to boost up ISO to 3200 or something like that. And of course, CPL filter that I do have it with me now, and I'm using it because the CPL polarizer gives massive difference in the look of the images. And especially in the wet days like this, when everything is wet and reflective, the polarizer helps a lot to bring out the colors and cut the reflection. The next composition I'm trying to remake is a little difficult now without the thick atmosphere, without fog. It feels like it doesn't have a clear subject, and that's the biggest issue with this scene. The scene itself is beautiful. We have the trail and we have these trees. I go low to emphasize more on the forest itself than the ground. But as I mentioned, the main problem here is that I don't feel that I have a clear subject. And it's very difficult to separate all the trees. That is the best I can do for now, but I fear that this image feels very busy and very boring, to be honest. So I'm not happy with this one, at least not what I can see here. It's going to be the fastest vlog I have ever recorded, I guess. I gave myself 1 hour to come here and do some photography and enjoy the weather, the forest and nature. I'm gonna see if I can find the last composition I wanted to retake, but where was it? Let me see if I can find the composition. Something I should mention is that it's very hard to come up with the outstanding composition in a forest like this. With pine trees, they are very similar. They don't have much character like what you can see in some other type of trees, like oak trees perhaps. Some pine trees, they do have some character, but it's rare to find them in these type of forests. And everywhere it looks the same. And as I mentioned, it's rarely you get fog inside this type of forest. So that makes things a bit more complicated and more difficult. The good thing about this forest is it's a small and it's between houses, and there are some gaps, and in the foggy days then fog can penetrate, and especially like this when you have a little bit of open space, there are sometimes fog and atmosphere. So it's a little bit easier in this forest. Because right now we are in the edge of the forest, we are not deep inside, and this forest is very small, so you can't get too deep in it in most parts. At least not in this part. I think I have found the composition I was looking for. I'm thinking. I have to think a little bit about this one. I like it, but might not be the best in this area. But let's take this one first. This big tree here and all those boulders that covered with moss, I think they are very interesting. I have some small branches here in the foreground that I have to go closer to pass them because I don't like them to be in my frame. Oh, look at that big boulder here. It's a very big rock. I like this one. I think this one works. Again, it's all about the position of the camera and the height. Also, it's very important here, especially in this scene. If I go a little bit higher, I will include more of the patch of dead leaves around the tree and around my subject. But by going a bit low here, I can cover most of it with the moss in the foreground, so I have more greenery, more interest here in the foreground. I also make sure that I have only this tree as the main subject. There are other dark trees around that I'm not including, to make the scene a little bit less complicated. There is a little bit of a stump here that I also don't want to intersect with the root of the tree, so I have to go up and down to find the best balance between these two. Because we have fog, it's okay to have a little bit of sky. It's kind of blend in with the fog. We have a little bit of overexposed highlights here in this direction, so maybe I will go a little bit darker. Make an image again. I took this image with f16 and now I'm taking it with f8 as well. I hope you like this short vlog in this local forest, and I hope you enjoyed the photos. At least I hope you found it entertaining or educational a little bit. It was definitely fun for me to come here again with a little bit of atmosphere and retake the photos. I will put them side by side in the end of the video so you can see what difference I made, and you can choose and write in the comments which of these pictures did you like. The one I took a couple of days ago with more fog, or the ones I took with the tripod and refined composition today. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you soon again in the next one. Be sure to give this one thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, please. I really appreciate your support. Thank you.